And then he slipped around, and what is left, he had a home left in that mountain land up there, and made it over to his second wife. And they got it, got all of it. So they didn't just nothing worth does it.
What was my grandfather like?
Oh, he's a wild fellow. He liked to dance and sing and drink, keep it barrel in his cellar in the town. You know, he drank up a lot of their property. Mother wouldn't let us go there. She didn't want to raise a lot of drunkards. Then Ethel got to drinking with Ernest Napper. I said the Lord punished her, I do believe. Place of making the soul stay away, she ought to talk to them, wouldn't she? Try to get them to do better.
Tell him about how he played his fiddle.
Yeah, he played his fiddle.
And waking you up in the middle of the night.
Used to make me get up 2 o'clock at night and cook breakfast, and then he'd go back to bed and wouldn't get up in daylight. Grandpa said he had typhoid fever. His mind wasn't good. He had good minds in by his meanness. After he got old, he wasn't that way. In his young days.
But he'd get up in the middle of the night and play his fiddle.
Yeah, 2 o'clock in the night. He danced till he was about 80-something years old. He could sure dance, too. Him and his sister.
Did his sister live with you, too? Did his sister live there, too?
Yeah, they all lived there. Grandpa married the second wife when they was all little. All but Pa and Uncle West and Aunt Betty. Then the rest of them, they're smaller, and they all lived with them till they was grown. And Aunt Clem wanted more married him than nothing. She hadn't thought of all that property. She had 10 children. And then she stepped in Ethel Rose. She kept talking about, she just giving the old firstson, she called him. Of course, I belonged in that bunch, and I didn't like to hear it every time she got in front of the company. She'd wait till the house got full to start. Well, she was at my house one day, and 9 and a whole lot of them was with her. She started in. I said, wait a minute, Ethel. I said, did you know that them old firstons was the one that had the money that you're living on their farm now? I said, I've heard that all I want to hear. I said, they wasn't as mean as you're telling either. She just sat out, and from that day on, she never did mention them no more. I don't know what I said to her. I got enough of it, so. She's throwing off. I felt like it was me, too. And I took them apart. Now, Emma was a lot like her relatives. She carried on a lot of foolishness, but I never did. I was business. I got out and worked and done things. I'm worried about Virginia.
You used to be pretty tough, weren't you? When you were little, you could outdo the boys a lot of things.
I could whip any of them. And you know, I don't know, but every one of them wouldn't mind me for the ones their mammy. I never had no trouble with them, but Eva just had a racket with them all the time, and I never did. Tom and Floyd, mother'd go off and leave them on, and she'd tell me to make them mind what she'd go. She'd go and stay at May Riley and all of them when they're sick. Well, Floyd and Tom got in a fight. I told them to stop, and they wouldn't do it. And, they're close to the door, and I just knocked Floyd back in the yard and Tom on the floor. I said, now you quit it. He got up and never said another word. They'd mind me everything I told them to do. But they might have hurt each other if I hadn't made them stop. You put a lot of boys together, they'll fight.
That's right.
I'll tell you, Jim and all of us crazy about the little great-grandson out there.
Think of my other grandmother on the other side of the family when you met her that day. You remember? My other grandmother, my father's
Miss,
mother.
your father's mother?
Uh-huh.
I thought she was a mighty nice woman. I liked her. And I liked her daughter. Both of them.
Did they both come to visit you once?
Yeah, one where the store did, but the other one didn't. She's kind of not herself that day, but she come a Ruby, I believe a Ruby. And your grandmother visited me several times.
And you?
I know when you were a little baby, you was sick, and Ruby had to stay at the hospital with you. She called me, and me and Clinton come up there. We was going to go out and get dinner, no, sir. She made us stay right there, and she cooked us some dinner. Why, she's the pleasantest woman I never saw. She laughed about you one time. You were little. Ruby had something on a little table. It was about that big. You was marking on us doing something. So, oh, you mustn't do that. You said, I guess this is my house. You just go home. I'll take care of it. Oh, how that did tickle her. You wasn't over that high. You won't take care of that house yourself.
Tell me about me, the first day you ever saw me.
You?
Uh-huh.
Well, first time I ever saw you, Ruby brought you from Florida and laid you on the foot of my bed.
How old was I?
You was a month old. So, I'd gone somewhere and I come in. And you was laying back there and she carried me and showed you to me. When you saw me, you looked up and just laughed a bit. Like tickled her to death. Yeah, I took you in out at Miss Jessie Fitzpatrick's. There's a whole house full of women there. Ruby wasn't going. I said, I'm going to take this baby in there and show them to her. So I took you in. All of them said something to you, and you would just smile at them. They thought you was awful cute. David wouldn't have nothing to do with me when he was little.
You met him in the hospital, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. And after he got a great big kid, walking, he wouldn't let me pet him or nothing. He'd cry. I don't know why.
But he likes you now.
I think a lot of David.
I suppose he likes you now.
I'd like to see him. I haven't seen David yet.
Like if you could think of anything you wanted to say to the next generation or something, what would you say, you think, just to teach them something? What would you want to say to them?
I hadn't thought. I don't know.
You haven't?
I'd tell them I'd raised a nice family, and I have. And I don't see if anybody can say anything at all wrong about them, because I've never heard nobody condemn none of it. Now that's saying a whole lot.
What advice would you give them?
Train them while they're little. Train their children while they're little. That's what I did. I started with them when they were little. I was the one that worked in the school room in the other daddy. He never went to school much. He is an orphan. And he just turned them over to me. I had to get up the money to school and everything. Then he signed a lot of notes that ruined it. We lost her all of them. I never did think that is right, and then take what I worked out to pay it, a lot of it.
But you and Clinton overcame that, didn't you?
Yeah. If I hadn't, I'd been on somebody else to keep up. Now, her daddy, when he was on his deathbed, Jenny, he told Ruby to sell the place over there and give Clinton the most. And for me to go live with her, he didn't say give me a penny. And that is it. I never opened my mouth and never said a word. I said to myself, I'll stay at home. I'm going to stay at my old home. Well, so when he died and he's buried, Ruby says, well, you heard what Father said. For you to live with me and sell everything, give Clinton most, and you to go live with me. I said, who said it would? She said, well, how's it fixed? I said, well, your daddy give it up and give it back to the company. He bought it from the company. And I said, I went and got it back. And I paid $3,000 on it. And I said, here's a doctor bill, now I was going to take that. And I said, I'm going home. She says, well, I didn't know you had it that way. She said, I can't do nothing. You just have to do what you want to. I said, well, I'm going back home. Clinton straightened up beside her and said, I'll go with you. So we went back, and we've been there ever since. Now, that wouldn't have been satisfactory, me to live with somebody, because I was capable of making a living. They offered me a school quick as he died, and I wouldn't take it because I made more buying and selling cattle and dogs. Well, I sold $700 worth at my kitchen door one morning, bought them that evening, and sold them next morning. That's the way I did. I never said nothing to nobody about what I was in debt or nothing. I just went on like I'd never lost anything. First thing you knew, I'd bought all that machinery and paid for it and paid for the home. Of course, Clinton helped me. He made the crops. But I'm paying Clinton's expenses right now. He can't do it. I got me some hogs here a while back. I paid $450 for 12. And I sold them, and he was in debt $2,000, and I paid him out. So he tells everybody I'm losing money. I told him the other day, I said, you tell that one time, 2 minutes. I said, you're going to tell that somebody, and I'm going to quit letting you have money to pay your debts. Then what are you going to do? He never said a word. He never has said it anymore either. He oughtn't to. He's pretty good. He's afraid for me to come up here today. He's afraid it's too much for me. I said, now, get yourself ready, I'm going. I said, I want to go one more time anyhow. So he got up there and went and got ready. He's pretty good bud. Ben and Virginia got him into doing lots I didn't want him to do. But I put an end to that. Ben was pretty good, but he curses and goes on, and I don't like that. I told Virginia I didn't like for anybody cursing my house. I said, I never put up with it. So he's quit that. He don't curse when he comes up.